Welcome back, guys, to the Orlando Huskies franchise. It is part two of the offseason. In this video, we're going to be going over the draft and the preseason leading into year 7 of the Huskies franchise. As fell short in the divisional round this year, but hopefully this draft class could push us through to that next round and send straight to our pick here at pick 28. Picking this late in the draft for the first time in franchise history. As I have a couple of first round talents on our board. Nothing crazy. As you see, we've been scouting a lot, but I think it's going to come down to Knox. Actually, he doesn't look too good. Might be Cooper Singer. He looks pretty solid. Or Keon Winsor. Cooper actually looks very good. Check out some of his stats. Second in bench press. I think Cooper is the move. He looks really good. And he's a hidden development, 89 strength. And that could give us the opportunity to move Stockton back to right guard next season if Frank Webster doesn't perform. I kind of like that. We needed a center anyways. He's going to be the center of the future. Let's go back into some of our favorites. Receiver is definitely a big need. As Greg, 6'2". Not the fastest, but his stats look pretty good. His medium route running is okay, but he's got some good release. His catching stats seem to be there as well. Break tackle is good. He seems like a playmaker with the ball in his hand. I think we're going to take Greg here. An 88 speed, 6'2", 270. We're 227 actually. Looks solid. Now the Nevada wasn't the greatest pick. Doesn't seem like off the bat, but solid pick so far. As now, who do we want to go with? Could go with Dominique. I do like Dominique. His stats look very good. Could even go with another receiver. Both of Dominique's I liked, but I want Dominique Andrews. Now, honestly, it's pretty fast. Decent pursuit. Just scouted him recently and kind of like what I see. Could be a project type player. 87 speed, 80 change of direction, normal development. So, alright. To the 4th round now. It's kind of flying through this draft. It's kind of had a vision in mind of what we wanted to do, and as now I think we could go with another receiver here. Anthony Riddick. Need some burner speed, honestly. And if we could get a speedy guy who's pretty tall and develop him as a receiver, could be very interesting. 95 speed. 95 speed for Anthony Riddick. That's something we haven't seen in out of any of our receivers. We have Kylo and Connor who are fast, but they're not that fast. Let's go back to our favorites. And Dominic Andrews. I think that was the name. Or Campbell, I believe it was. DN, I really wanted him. But now I think we're going to lean on one of these tackles. And I think Gaines might be the better of the two here. It's pretty strong, too. I think Gaines could be a sleeper. 86 strength. So into the sixth round now. The other tackle's up there too. We might take both. As he actually is. But I do like Brandon Wright too. I like his size. Speed's okay. But Brandon Wright does seem like a solid player. And we're more of a zone type team anyways. But he can press. He got solid zone. Looks like good block shed. Good tackling too. And big physical corner. 88 speed. Like him a little faster than that. But last pick in our draft here. See if any of our favorites are still up there. Um, don't think we're gonna take Randy. Let's see if any DTs are up there. Maybe a guy that just got kind of stuck there. Doesn't really look like it. I mean, seems pretty fast, pretty strong too. Pretty athletic DT. Looks solid. Check out the other one really quickly. Thomas. He's very strong. The strongest. He might be better, honestly. I think we're gonna go with Thomas here. 88 strength. I think it was a solid draft class all around. I don't think we might have got one game changer, but besides that, I think it was at least solid. As we're getting trade offers for Steven Sutherland. Hold up, I don't think we're gonna trade him. Yeah, we're not interested in that. Steven's gonna be taken off the trade block. Don't have any interest in trading him, especially after how he ended the season last year. Ended it very good. And he could definitely see an increased role, especially since we did not bring in another running back. Could definitely see an increased role this season. As I do want to see the draft recap. As Cooper, 76 overall, definitely one of our best picks, the best pick this draft class, and everybody else kind of looks like I missed on. Anthony Reddick was probably the second best player, 68 overall, 95 speed as a fourth round pick. I'll definitely take that. Gaines and Wright seemed like they could be the developmental type players, but seems like I missed pretty poorly on Dominic Andrews. Greg also seems like I missed on him. Went more play positions of need than like actual the best scout or recruits out there for us. But solid draft class. As we'll go over the depth chart right here before our first preseason game. And I think we're definitely going to want to get Anthony Reddick straight involved. Larry Brooks, just don't see a spot on the roster for him. His gains will slide in there. Cooper Singer, he might go up to number 2. Billy might be moving to guard. Actually, he'll stay at center. We'll just move him here as right tackle. We kind of forgot to draft the right tackle, but did draft the left tackle, so he could just back up the right tackle. Steven Robinson for now. Also, yeah, didn't sign or draft any right tackle or right ends. Oh, we did. Never mind. Alex Gray, he's been on the roster. But I don't know if any of these guys are gonna get playing time necessarily. Anthony Farley might be moving the and see his overall there. Just trying to see. Actually, it might be Rashawn Owens. I think Owens could be a solid end. I'm gonna check that out really quickly. But I like the team. We did take a hit at a couple of positions, free safety being one of those. But I think the team is solid. I definitely do see us in the playoffs again. As we're actually gonna put Reddick back here instead of Connor Kelly. I think the speed is gonna be more in our favor, but Connor will remain the backup slot. As put Trey Gordon here. Put McCain here. I think it's time for Larry Sims to replace Donovan Grimes as that rush DT. Sub linebacker now. Who do we go with? I think it's going to be Kitchens and Darrell White with McCain as that third guy. And then maybe Bishop and Cole see some time. They most likely will. As Gage is going to remain the slot corner. I think that he's solidified that role. And I don't think he's going to be giving that up anytime soon. But that's the team heading into preseason. The preseason games got to be quick. Nothing too long. And we don't have to cut a lot of players this year either, which is a good sign. Gonna be very interesting to see how this offense does without Jason Blacklock, and starting at the 1 yard line is not a good recipe for success. But you definitely will see a lot more of Connor Kelly, Kylo, Jarvis Peterson, as Drew Stevens takes that handoff in the rain, picking up 6 yards on that carry. One thing I can say, and you will see a lot more speed this year on offense. As they go with a play action pass here. As Damian wide open, but Josh can't get him the ball. Third and 4 from the 6. Josh puts that one on the money to Damian, who breaks the first tackle, picking up 12. First action we've seen from Josh since dislocating his hip. So, I'm glad to have him back out here. As he's rolling out. Finds Damian on the rebounds. Wide open downfield, down to the 45-yard line. Have to wonder what would have happened last year if Josh was the quarterback. And you see Javon Young out there for the Giants. 1st and 10 from the 45. Play action pass. And Josh puts that one on the money. Right to Kylo down to the 22-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 22. Josh under center. That's Kylo wide open, and he's going to walk into the end zone for the Huskies. And maybe this is the year of Kylo finally hopping off and becoming that receiver we've always expected him to be. But now the backups in the game with Jake Heaton will get a lot of the, if not all of the backup quarterbacks reps. And we might sign somebody if Jake doesn't play too well. But we're going to keep the offense out here on the field on the 4th and 4. As Jake takes a sack there on the 4th and 4, and he has to get rid of that ball quickly. Just waited too much as a defense. 3rd and 5 here. Or 3rd and 15 from the 45. Empty set for the Giants. They go with a bubble screen here. And a nice tackle. Tackling him down at the 41-yard line. Only picking up 5 on the 3rd down. They kicked their field goal. A big 3rd down for the offense now. But 2-minute warning. Offense seems to be stalling out a little bit after that first drive, but defense seems to be picking up right where they left off last season, dominating. 3rd and 8 from the 50. As Jake downfield to Greg. Greg gets his first career NFL touchdown right there on a corner route. And maybe, just maybe, we were wrong about Greg, as he got open there and he created a bunch of separation. As Jake is hit as he threw it, and it's intercepted. Trying to take a deep shot downfield, hit as he released it, and it's picked off, and the Giants end up scoring a touchdown. But the Huskies drive down the field pretty easily, and they're doing it again. 2nd and 3 from the 19 now. Jake under center. As this one is lobbed up to Jarvis Peterson, and an absolute perfect throw from Jake Heaton. As the game's on the line here, 4th and 4, or 4th and 11 from the 28-yard line. Giants down a couple of scores. As Jeremy Stevens getting there, and Sidney Hill, and I believe that was Dylan making a play on the ball right there. Third and 3 for the Huskies here. 1st down will most likely end the game, and they could chew a bunch of this clock up. Jake on the roll. Jarvis Peterson wide open, as Jake Heaton is frying this Giants defense right now. Jake under center. It's a handoff to Steven Sutherland, who's tackled for a loss of 1 right there. 2nd and 11 from the 13-yard line. Jarvis Peterson, 6 catches, 120 yards. As Jake is sacked on the play. Just saw nothing open and didn't want to force this. The Huskies have 5 sacks on defense, but they've allowed 4 on offense. 3rd and 18 from the 19-yard line. As Jake thought he could throw it cross body, but hit as he tried to throw it. Sammy Leak will come on to the field here. Kick a field goal, extending the Huskies lead to 31-13. Dominating performance by the Huskies in week 1 of the preseason. As the Giants in another tough 4th down situation here, but they've managed to get into the red zone. And they pick it up, and they're going to extend their drive. They get a touchdown there, making it a little bit closer, and they got to go for this onside kick now. As the Giants just touched it too early, the Huskies get the ball. And it looks like they're just going to milk the rest of this clock out. Injury for the Giants. As 15 seconds left, 4th and 6, game's over. Huskies end up getting a pretty dominating performance victory in week 1 of the preseason. We'll look at all of the preseason stats at the end of it. I'm going to advance straight to week number 2. Jake Ian looked like a new quarterback out there against that Giants team, and we haven't seen him since the wild card round against the Ravens. But he looked a lot better. As you saw, the defense went up to a 91 overall after this offseason. Maybe a couple of those moves were needed. We take on the Vikings here in week 2. Big stop for the defense now. 3rd and 14 from the 49. Empty set now for the Vikings. As Steven Stanton with a huge pick. And if he can continue his ways from last season, we might have the best corner in the league on our team. But a 3rd and 9 from the 42. 4 receivers set for the Huskies here. As Josh just a little out of reach for Connor on that one. Diving back, but now a 59-yard field goal attempt here for Sammy Leak. Don't know if he could hit this. It is a perfect kick, and Sammy Leak is perfect. Right down the middle. Just had enough, maybe another yard. Probably not. Probably would have just missed it. Huskies take a 3-0 lead though. And now a 3rd and 13 from the 39-yard line. As Vigil Hatcher gets to the quarterback, but there's a flag on the play. And they're gonna call that a roughing the passer. Are you kidding? One of the softest roughing the passers calls I've ever seen. But now a 1st and 10 from the 14. Underneath him, McCain lights him up, tackling down at the 6-yard line. Into the first quarter in week 2 of the preseason here. Huskies looking to get a huge stop. Vikings looking to score. Empty set. Huskies send a blitz, and perfect coverage by Shane. Read that perfectly. Next time just has to put his head up and get after that ball. But now a 3rd and 2 from the 6 for the Vikings here. And really nice coverage from Steven staying on the slant route. Incomplete. 4th and 2 for the Vikings now. See what the Vikings dial up here. Huskies send the blitz, and Caden gets home for a sack. Gets them off the field. Huskies with the ball. And they're now in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. Josh under center here. Play action pass. As Damien somehow comes away with that ball into the end zone. And Josh with questionable read, but ends up with a touchdown. Now a 1st and 10 from the 25. Josh under center. Just gonna hit Kylo underneath and picks up 9 on that catch. 2-minute drill for this offense here. As Josh takes a sack there on 2nd down. Was waiting for the wheel route to develop. Just didn't get developed quick enough as he takes a sack. Now a 3rd and 5 from the 30. Empty set here for the Huskies. And Josh puts that one on the money for Jarvis Peterson. Breaking a tackle down to the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 46 now. Another empty set here for the offense. As a dime by Josh to Peterson once again. Just Peterson straight through his hands on that one. 2nd and 10 from the 46 now. Empty set for the A bunch set for the Huskies, and Josh gonna take off and use his speed on this one. Getting down at the 35 yard line. 1st and 10 from the 35, and that's a good sign if you're the Huskies, seeing Josh use his legs here. But that time he's sacked down, and timeout called by the Huskies at 28 seconds left. Good blitz by the Vikings. Now a 2nd and 19 from the 43. And another sack. And who is that on the outside? Is that Robinson? Steve Robinson looks to be having a rough go beginning his career as a starter. But the Vikings tie up the game right before halftime after a huge strip sack. As the defense got him to a 3rd down, and Vikings nearing the red zone here, so they got to get him off the field. 3rd and 5 from the 26. And a nice hit by Kitchens, forcing an incomplete pass on 3rd down. Vikings seem to be going for it here. Kicking their field goal, I should say. 4th and 5 from the 26. That one's up, and it's right down the middle. Vikings take a 13-10 lead. See what Jake Heaton and this offense can dial up. 3rd and 8 from the 46. Saw Jake play really well last week. And just an unblocked player coming in. There's a flag on the field though. And they're going to get a pass interference on the defense, giving the Huskies a new set of downs, and now they're in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Sutherland and Jamal in the backfield. As Jarvis Peterson goes up and makes a 50-50 catch. Jake just kind of threw that one up for him. And the offense is right back in the red zone here at the 18-yard line after a Vikings turnover. Sutherland takes a carry. He picks up about 9 on that carry. 2nd and inches from the 8-yard line. 5 seconds remaining in this 3rd quarter here. Jake to Larry Brooks into the end zone for a Huskies touchdown. And they scored again. Must have been a fumble on the kickoff or something, because they just scored within seconds. As the Huskies send a blitz, and Kitchens gets home. Gets him off the field. And what a second half performance by this team. 3rd and 11 from the 49-yard line. It's a play action pass here. But Reddick wide open, and he's got that speed to turn it upfield down to the 27. Because now they're in the red zone. Just trying to waste some clock here. This one's pretty much all but over. Up 31-13. Sutherland gets that carry. As now Anthony Reddick hurt. Blocking on the play and looks frustrated on the sideline. But a 1st and 10 from the 16. And Jake Heaton's going to use his speed now, diving forward for 9. Not the fastest quarterback, but does have a pretty strong arm and can be very accurate when giving a clean pocket. 2nd and 1 from the 7. And Jake to Peterson, who gets into the end zone after breaking a couple of tackles there. Fourth and 7 from the 44. And the Huskies defense is balling out now as they get a huge stop once again, and they're just going to run out the rest of this clock, get home with the win, move on to week 3. This team looks to be in mid-season form already, as Steven Sutherland barely misses that first down, but they are going to keep the offense on the field. 4th and 1 from the 28. Jake under center. Play action pass here, just going to hit Jamal underneath, and Jamal is going to pick up the first down to end this one. It's Jake Hean having himself a preseason. As the Huskies 2-0 in preseason so far. They look very scary on both sides of the ball. Very scary. Putting up 30 plus points in back-to-back weeks without allowing over 20. Now, week 3 of the preseason. As now we'll take on the Buccaneers. Had a very good game against them last season to end the year. Thought we clinched the 1 seed after beating them, but it's not how it went. But the Huskies with the ball here, looking to score quickly after a good defensive stop. 1st and 10 from the 20. Josh with a dime to Kylo across the middle of the field. First and 10 from the 34. Now he bunched to the right. As Josh is going to take a deep shot here to Connor, but that one was kind of a duck for anybody to go up and get it, and that one's picked off. But another stop by the defense makes it a 1st and 10 from the 19. It's a run to Drew Stevens. Stevens picks up 6 on that carry. Second and 4 from the 25 now. Trips to the left. Josh goes underneath, straight to Kylo, picking up the first down. The offense going to kind of move a little bit quicker here. 1st and 10 from the 34. As he's sacked on that play, everybody blanketed in man. 2nd and 18 from the 27. Josh under center. It's a handoff to Stevens. Stevens gets 8 on that carry, making it a 3rd and 10 again. See what this Huskies offense could do on the 3rd and 10 from the 34. Josh, 200, hangs onto it. First down, Huskies. First catch of the game for Hunter. Down to the 50. As Damien got by the defense. Little underthrown. If not, Damien was going into the end zone, but a nice throw to at least get him down to the 17-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 17 now. The handoff to Drew Stevens, breaking a tackle. Picks up 4 on that carry. Have yet to see second-year pro Isaiah Flynn in this preseason, but a 2nd and 6 from the 12 now. As Josh stepping up in the pocket, looked like he wanted to take off, just hesitated a little bit. Could be the injury in the back of his mind. Doesn't want to re-injure that hip, but a 3rd and 7 from the 14-yard line. And that was a risky throw in the triple coverage right there. The Huskies are going to have to settle for 3 after a really nice drive. See if the defense could get more of a stop here. They've been playing really well. And now a 3rd and 19 from the 32-yard line. Empty set look for the Buccaneers here, and they go with a screen, but Darrell White read it out. Tackling Rose short of the first down line. The Bucks do tie the game, but the Huskies score quickly. A very quick score by the Orlando Huskies there. Now a 3rd and 5 from the 46. Huskies send a blitz. And Shane just not able to get into position to tackle Watkins there. As Carter read that blitz perfectly, and he delivered a dime, and now he set for a 3rd and 10 from the 43. Minute 16 left in the second quarter. As Josh takes off, diving for it, first down. First and 10 from the 19-yard line now. Josh to Damian, down to the 4 and a timeout. Huskies with 10 seconds remaining now. First and goal from the 4. Josh, Hunter, end zone, touchdown! How many times have we heard that? Josh to Hunter, once again, putting the Huskies up 7. The offense, the ones still remain on the field here on the 3rd and 4 from the 28. As that is just too much separation for Damian, picking up the first down there. First and 10 from the 7 now. An empty look for the Huskies. Josh hit as he tried to throw it. Tried to go right back to Hunter in the red zone. But now a 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line. Empty set for the Huskies here. They like their empty sets in the red zone. And Josh couldn't put it on the money for Kylo, who was wide open. Third and goal from the 7-yard line now. As Josh gonna use his speed, trying to get into the end zone, short. Tackle down at the 1. But the Huskies are gonna remain on the field here. 4th and goal from the 1. Josh under center here. And it's a handoff to Drew Stevens, and he's pushed forward for a Huskies touchdown, putting them up 24-10. Buccaneers score, and they score again, making it 24-21. Looks like the backups are in the game now, but 3rd and 3 from the 23. Huskies at least in field goal range. Bunch to the right. They go with a play action pass here. Jake Heaton hits Larry Brooks wide open, and Larry's into the end zone. A huge 3rd down for this Huskies offense. This could end the game here. 3rd and 3 from the 46. 4 receivers set. Jake Heaton taking a deep shot, and it's swatted away. Not even close. It has Gaines, a rookie tackle, hurt on that play, and the Bucks score quick. And now a onside kick attempt by the Buccaneers, as Anthony Reddick able to hang on to that one and then slam down at the 45. First and 10 from the 45. See if the Huskies can put this game away here. It's a handoff to Isaiah Flynn. A timeout called. 2nd and 7 now from the 42-yard line. It's a handoff to Sutherland now. Sutherland breaks the tackle down to the 32, and that's going to be all she wrote here in this one. Huskies moved to 3-0 on the preseason, winning all 3 of the games, scoring over 30 points in all of them. And shout out to Jake Heaton, because he looked elite out there for the preseason. And if Josh goes down, I think we have a sure-handed backup now. And we won't have to switch up the offense too much like we tried to do with Tyreek Givens. And I think that was the issue. Just Josh and Givens are two different quarterbacks. As now it comes to one of the worst parts about the offseason, and that's who's going to get cut. There are going to be a lot of players put on the practice squad, but who is going to get cut? As I also do want to check out some of the stats from the preseason as we advance it to week 4. Check how many players we do have to cut. Only 12, so it really only is going to be around 3. But Josh, 437 yards, 31 of 49, 3 touchdowns, 1 interceptions, was sacked 8 times, but 103.8 passer rating. Jake Heaton, 393 yards, 24 of 30, 7 touchdowns, 1 interceptions, 80% completion percentage, and a 144.4 QB rating. As Drew Stevens looks very good out there. Steven Sutherland, not so much. Isaiah Flynn, only 2 touches. Don't like to see that. Wish he would have got a little bit more. Receiving wise, Jarvis Peterson and Kylo had themselves a preseason. Same with Anthony Riddick. 6 catches, 107 yards, and a touchdown. 2 touchdowns for Larry Brooks. 50-yard touchdown for Greg. Wish he would have got the ball a little bit more. As who gave up the sacks though? Alex Stockton with 3 given up. That's not a good look for the new starting center. Gage and Kitchen led the team in tackles. 2 tackles for loss for Gordon. 1 for Kitchen. Kirkpatrick, Caden, CJ, Stills. 5 sacks for Caden in the preseason. 2.5 for Trey Gordon, 2 for Kitchens and CJ, 1.5 for Stills, 1 for Larry Sims, half a sack for Coles and Shane, a pick for Kitchens, Kirkpatrick, and Stanton. 3 deflections from Sidney Hill, 1 from Stanton, White, Gage, and Huffman. A forced fumble from Kirkpatrick and Coles, only recovered 1 of them. And it was a fumble 6 for Kirkpatrick. But the defense, the pass rush especially, looks to be there this season. But now here comes the hard part of the offseason, cutting the players. There aren't going to be any quarterbacks cut. Same with running backs. Receivers. Can Larry Brooks hit the practice squad again? I don't know if he can, which might be bad news. And he can't. Because I don't really want to put Greg on the practice squad, but he might have to hit it. I think he will. It's unfortunate, but Larry Brooks, I think he played better. 6'2", 87 speed's a little slow, but he got some speedsters out there this season. Gaines, I believe, will be moving to the right tackle. Yeah, I'm gonna move him to right tackle. Will, don't think he could make the practice squad, and he's just too low of an overall nowadays to make this team. As I mean, we are keeping a 64 overall, but that's because we got no other right tackle at the moment. So the offensive line looks solid. Don't think we're gonna cut anybody there. As DT, I think we're gonna move Owens to right end. See how that could work out. See if he went up in overall. He's around the same. And then Farley will go to the practice squad with Thomas. Outside linebacker, Perry Thomas. Don't remember him, but only 83 speed. 53 zone, he just can't stay on the team with that. Triplet is an interesting one. He can make the practice squad though, so that's where he will go for another season, and maybe if he develops enough, he'll come up next season. But I don't think so. The linebackers are staying the same. Right outside linebackers are gonna stay the same. Brandon Wright, I think he's gonna stay on the team. I think Sydney's coming off of a really good preseason, but I think he's gonna go as well. Actually, he can't, so he might have to stay on the team. Brown might have to stay on the team as well. As we'll see how many players we have to cut now. 6 more. That's a lot. So I think Brown and Sydney are both gonna have to hit the just 2 draft picks we missed on pretty badly. Unfortunately, Sydney's coming off of a good preseason as well, but and I think Brandon Wright is gonna have to hit the practice squad. It's too low of an overall. So now 3 more players. Can Street make the? He can make the practice squad, so we'll move him there. So I believe 2 more players now. I think it's gonna be Owens. Yeah. So 1 more, I believe now. Don't want to cut Stills after he had a really nice preseason. What about Gray? Move Stills to right end. He just has no stats and 66 overall. At least Stills is putting up stats, so do that. So I like that. I like the team how it is, especially after a very impressive preseason. But I like how it is. Check out the schedule really quickly. As we start with the Bears, go to the Texans, Eagles. So we will play Jason Blacklock, which will be an interesting game. Commanders, Jaguars, Bengals, Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos, Chiefs, Titans, Broncos, Colts, Bills, Raiders, Giants, Cowboys. So we will play Jason Blacklock and Javon Young in the regular season. Both going to be some interesting games. But that's going to be the end of this video. It was a fun preseason and off-season video. Really excited for this team in the future. And I'll see y'all in the regular season of Season 7. Peace.